August. Habari ya jioni. This is Kenya News Alerts and I am your host, House of Zulfa. And today again nimekuja na mgeni na leo tutakuwa tunaongelea historia na serikali ya Kenya. That is history and government. Ama government and history. Let me introduce our guest. What is your name, sir?
Hello viewers, my name is Lewis Philip. I'm happy to be here today. Thank you.
Okay, karibu sana.
Asante.
Karibu sana. Asante. So, hii ni show mpya ambayo will be focusing on the government and history. We shall go back and know the people who fought for this country. We shall know the government before and we shall compare it from then to today. From the government ya kitambo mpaka leo. Okay? And our guide today is, I want us to know the sacrifices that Kimathi, and that is Dedan Kimathi, did for our country. That is Kenya. Okay? So welcome. So kujua mtu, unajua lazima ukitaka kujua mtu, okay, when you hear the name Dedan Kimathi, what do you think of? Ukiambiwa tu saa 6 usiku, Dedan Kimathi.
Okay, when I hear about Dedan Kimathi,
ongea ukishout. Ongea sana sababu kuna
interference. Okay. When I hear about Dedan Kimathi, all I can my brain goes to a hero, a fallen hero,
okay,
a Kenyan star of those years, someone who stood first, who stood to fight for this country, someone who made sure that this country will not be under the bondage of colonialists for all eternity. However, eternity is long.
So when the name Dedan Kimathi is a hero to you,
yeah, it's a hero.
The moment our guest anasema, the moment the name Dedan Kimathi is said to him, anasema is a hero, and that is true. Now that we're going to go back and know who is this hero and how did he become a hero. So Kimathi was born in the Geje village, Tetu division, in today's county, in today's Nyeri county. That is today's, yani kitambo kutoka the Geje village, Tetu division, but leo inaitwa Nyeri county. His father died in September 1920, a month before Kimathi was born. Sawa?
Yeah.
Kimathi was raised by his mother, Waibuthe.
Speaking about mothers, do you know that the children of single mothers are such strong ones?
True.
Very strong ones.
Because ukisema because when you're raised by a mother alone, you see the strength of a woman.
Yeah.
You see the strength. How can because let me tell you, my dear. Jesus
Christ.
This is our small guest here, so don't be surprised, viewers.
Yeah.
Okay, we love children. Okay, so being raised by a single mother is the greatest flex of strength that you're going ever to see.
Yeah. Like look, for example, our former president, Mr. Uhuru. Okay. When did Kenyatta die in?
He died when he was already a grown up.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry. I wanted to use a good example.
So
a good example.
Yes.
But sorry.
Yes.
If I use the current one, Ruto, that one has some mixed up. But let's say he's an hustler. He grew up well, and now he's a president.
But in life, you've seen people.
Yeah.
Like Kimathi, he was raised by a single mother.
Yeah.
His mother's name was Waibuthe. Waibuthe.
Yeah. Waibuthe seems like a very strong woman, though I don't know.
Yeah. I don't see jina Waibuthe.
Yeah.
Sawa, inakaa ni kama mtu wa
the might of a mother.
Wasiha na nini? Ufuta na siha. So Waibuthe, one of his father's 3 wives. So when he died, he left 3 single mothers. Wow. Down. So at least hapo ulikuwa na support system.
Yeah.
So ujinga ni upate mlikuwa mnachuana, but I think kitambo step mothers didn't hate each other.
No,
they used to live and cohabitate really good.
Okay, Jesus.
Really good.
Yeah.
With each other, okay?
Yeah.
So he had two brothers, Waibararia and Wagura, and two sisters. At the age of 15, he enrolled at the local primary school.
Yeah.
Now that is what
like
used to happen.
Yeah, kitambo watu walikuwa nasoma
Wakiwa wakubwa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember my grandpa telling me, yeah, yeye alisoma akiwa around 9 hivi. Yeah, aliingia shule akiwa around 9, akiwa big boy.
Yeah.
And though
even my grandma told me she went to school when she was 17 years.
You see
17, and you're class 1, 17 years.
You can imagine. Na sasa 17 siku hizi huyo ni mtu atuseme ako high school.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow.
Okay, so they enrolled shule, they enrolled Karuna Ini, where he perfected his English.
Yeah.
He continued his education in the secondary school, Tumutumu CMS school.
Yeah.
He was a passionate writer and wrote extensively before and during the Mau Mau uprising.
Yeah.
Now, Dedan Kimathi, my dear guest, that is the background. Hapo ni before. You know, kila mtu saizi, kuna ile before you became you, Mr. Philip. Before you, kuna ile history ya pale. Ulizaliwa lini? What is your background? Who is your mother? Who is your father?
Yeah.
Because yes, as a people tunaambiagwa, Dedan Kimathi was a Mau Mau fighter. But do we know his mother? Do we know he had brothers and sisters? Do we know? But they do know when something happens to you, it happens to your family.
Yeah.
But people never focus on the family.
Yeah.
They only focus on you. But anything that happened, unajua ni kama vile nakuwa nasema Yesu mamake, Yesu alikuwa anatembea na prostitutes. Yesu alikuwa anatembea na wezi. How did his mother and his brothers feel? Ukiambiwa mtoto wako alienda kupiga watu kwa church. Mtoto wako anatembea na prostitutes wa hii mtaa. Mtoto wako, you know, in this society, how do you feel when you say that? Yeah. So and then Mau Mau wasn't just a good thing. Yes, they are freedom fighters, but then they were called terrorists. They
were the people who wanted a new reformation of the country. And to the colonialists, that is very dangerous.
But do you know, before the colonialists came, it was a humble place.
Yeah.
Ni kama saa hizi usikie Somalia imekuja imeingia Kenya. Na saa hizi lazima kila mtu avae dera, na ajifunge hijabu, na ajifunge ninja, na avae gloves na socks, we uslimike. You know, there are people obviously that will fight this.
As for me, I will.
You will fight, you know? You will fight.
Yeah.
So that is what, it is an invasion. Even an invasion in your own home. Kuna safe space. It was our safe space.
Yeah.
Kenya was our safe space. Africa was a safe space.
Yeah.
And then some white people came. And that wasn't really beautiful.
There is this book I read. I think I was in high school. It's called We Come in Peace. So it's about a lady, a young girl, before and after the colonialists. It shows that before the colonialists, the village was very peaceful. It is in an Ukambani village. So the village was very, very peaceful. But one day, as their father was going for the long distance combat trade, he came back with those new people. He came back with Masai and all that. But during the night, they turned against him. Yeah, the Swahili turned against their hosts, and they were like, they wanted to take over. So, yeah, that is where they started. Point of correction. We Come in Peace is about the Muslims, how the Arabs invaded.
Mombasa.
How the Arabs invaded that village, because we are told, because we see that lady, that young girl, she's separated from the mother, the father, and everyone, and then she goes to work to a Muslim guy, where the wife treats that girl terribly, and then the girl decides to beat her up. Yeah, then she beats her up, but the first maid who was there, who was old in that home, she's the one who defends her against, because beating your boss is very terrible. So the maid is the one who is beaten to death, but the girl escapes. So my point is, invasion is invasion.
Have you ever read Captured?
Captured? Not quite, but I'll look.
Captured is just the same way. Captured is this little girl. She's with her father and her grandmother. You know, they say that kitambo ulikuwa unalala na shosho yako kama ni msichana.
Yeah.
Vijana walikuwa wanalala bila babu yao.
Yeah.
Because I don't think men used to sleep in men and wife used to sleep in the same hut. So they're just peaceful. And then the neighboring, the Samburu, it's about the Samburu and the Masa. That's those people of Masabit and the Turkana.
Yeah.
You know, they are fighting for cattle and stuff. So they are peaceful, and then they're invaded at night, and her dad is killed and she's captured. Now that's what's called Captured. I used to read that book a lot. And she had to resist at some point. And I think that is what Dedan Kimathi did.
Yeah.
You grow up and you see how your people, you know, if you see those videos and how people, you know, I saw them and I cried. And I remember I was talking to the producer, Mr. Felix, and we were like, you know, these things is what our forefathers went through. Yeah. And it wasn't good.
It was
so we were asking each other, what is the difference between Africa, and I'm not trying to minimalize what the Jews went through with Hitler. But as Africans too were kept in concentration camps, just as the same way as the Jews were kept in concentration camps by Hitler.
Yeah.
And you know, when you read later about it, you're told that when the Mau Mau uprising was so high, the British army was asking for help so that nukes can be sent. Walipue. So it could have been something bigger.
Yeah.
It could have been like the Jews. It could have been. It was, but I'm not trying to compare it to the Jews, because the Jews thing is like, it's kando kidogo.
Yeah.
But as to, because when you look at the videos, you see that these people were kept in concentration camps.
Yeah.
And concentration camps are so bad. When you look at those videos, and you're going to see those videos, my dear listeners, they're so bad.
Yeah.
Our forefathers went through some nasty stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this phone, and you're going to see some things, okay? So, Dedan Kimathi grew up, and he found that they were already captured. There was already an invasion in his own country.
Indeed.
And he had to fight for it. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now after reading the invasion, not tumeona vile amegrow. Vile amegrow akiona. Obviously alikuwa anaona venye watu wao mamake anafanya kazi kwa cotton. Venye kwanza vile babake ameshakufa, obviously the women were used to work for cotton.
And they used to work for free.
For free. You know, the Kipande system was, you know, we shall get, listeners, we shall get deeper and deeper into this, but it wasn't a good time. You know, I kept myself in that situation. I was like, it must have been such a tense time. Okay? So we're going to go to know him. So, what did he do before freedom fighting? Okay? So, before becoming a prominent figure in the Mau Mau uprising, Dedan Kimathi held various jobs and roles. Here are some of his occupations before his involvement in the freedom struggle. 1. He was a teacher. He worked as a teacher, sharing his knowledge and contributing to the education of his community. So you're from school now, because then they used to go and perfect English and then go to college, and then ukishasoma education at college where you're a professor now, you know, like because that education was top notch.
Yeah, you're taken to even outside the country.
Yes. So Dedan Kimathi now tumeona kama mtoto mdogo pale akiwa 15 years old, ameingia kwenye primary, amekuwa mzuri kwenye English. Alafu ameenda tena sasa amefanya kazi fulani, si ndio Sasa tumeona what did he do before, because we want to know the man before the hero. We want to know who was that man. Okay? So now the man, he becomes a teacher. Okay? After becoming a teacher, he teaches. But then observe. But it is painful. Put yourself. Now I want, as my, you know, me, I love being creative, my listeners. Put yourself in those shoes. Now here you are. Rudy. Imagine it, yeah? Rudi hapo. My guess. Jieke in that situation. Umezaliwa kuna wazungu. Ni black and white kwanza. Sawa?
And you can imagine in those days, only the whites. The whites went to school. the blacks were like, if you are a black and you come to school, you sit like that. Well, the rest of the class is here, you are like,
kulikuwa ile racism, hata restaurants hawezi enda huko, ile ni ya wazungu, ile ni ya fulani, ya Wahindi, ile ni ya Arabs, blacks nyinyi huko. And it is our country. So this man is looking at everything, is observing everything. Indeed. Pain and bitterness and wanting freedom. Where are the where are they? Where are these? That is freedom, yeah? They wanted that thing. So he becomes a clerk. Anacha kufunza because maybe he's seen that some parents are dying, some children, some boys are being taken out. So he can't focus on that pain. So he goes to become a clerk, yeah? Then he held clerical positions in different organizations, gaining experience in administrative tasks. Sawa. Amesoma, amekuwa mwalimu, ameobserve, amejua, amebecome clerk. Amejua, when you're a clerk, you know how to manage stuff, you know how to put to compile files, to typewrite, to, you know, filing system and stuff. So after that, he becomes a soldier. He serves in the King's African Rifles during World War II. However, he later decided due to the harsh condition and discriminatory treatment faced by African soldiers. So when they said partition and scramble of Africa, unajua how watu walikuwa wanachukua blacks kwenda kupigana huko kwa Hitler. Do you know that?
Yeah.
So they used to come and carry them and go. You know, come carry go. Come carry go. There's a song like that. Come carry and go. So they used to come and carry our African men, and then they go to fight. One wanakuwa kwa front battle. Venye David alifanyia Uria. Uria. Anaona kwa front. Ni Africans wanakuwa kwa front. Ni whites wanaekwa huko. Ni Africans the first line. You're the ones who are going to die. Bomb ikikuja inawapiga nyinyi wa kwanza. So our guys amekuwa nini soja? Amekuwa mwalimu, amejua vitu. Amekuwa clerk, amejua administration. Amekuwa soja.
Sasa
he is learning.
And now
now he knows compact.
The discrimination of that.
Yes, but he is
how
learning.
African men are being discriminated.
And he knows how. Unajua ukikuwa kwa army utajua how your opponent thinks. Utajua how your leader thinks. You know compact. You know compact. You know compact stuff. Unajua ni waeke pale to attack pale nini. So tell me, if you are Dedan Kimathi, being raised in such, going to become a teacher, seeing your students' parents dying and being overworked in concentration camps, then becoming a clerk and seeing how you're treated, even not paid sometimes, and then becoming a soldier, going to fight a war you don't even know. You don't even know why you're fighting. So how would you feel? That thing is very diminishing. It even, let's say it kills the soul, and sometimes just you're like, and you remember that you did not choose that. He was so sad. Those times they did not choose to become soldiers. They were just taken. Like they come and select the strong men, you know. They select the strong men from the village, and they're like, yes, we need you and you and you to go and fight for the then King George. I think it was King George, I think. So they're like, they were taken and then forced to fight a war they don't know why they're fighting, a war they don't know how it began. They're just fighting for someone, for people who are not even giving them the right kind of treatment they should get as fighters. You know, there is a way that someone can fight for you and they're like, yes, I'm fighting for you, and you are appreciating it. And I know why I'm fighting. Yes, and I know why I'm fighting. So ametoka huko, sawa? So these experiences shaped Kimathi's understanding of social injustice and fueled his desire to fight for the rights of his people. His diverse background and exposure to different aspects of the society contributed to his leadership qualities and his ability to mobilize the Mau uprising and movement. By then he was like, you know, I've seen how this is going. I've seen how we're being treated. Yeah, and this is not fair. This is not how we should be treated in our own country. It's like he was backed up into a corner. Umeamka uko sawa sawa, pazi nimepata education. Nimepata job. inafika a place they back you into akono like hata nyinyi mmetuzoea sana.
Yeah, and they are
like, it is our country. Now you're taking us out kwa country to oppress. Now you're taking us out to kwenda to fight ambayo hatujui ni nini.
Na hadi tukifight instead of nyinyi kuwa fair, you are like mnataka tukufe sisi wote.
Yeah.
Na nyinyi ndio mbaki with the victory.
Yeah.
And yet the victory should be for ours because they are the one who are in the front line.
And if we fight this war, but say that any country to go free.
Yeah.
Because you have taken our men. Because they used to take our men.
Yes, indeed.
I think that's why in the world hakuna a lot of men.
Like now in Kenya, it's the ratio for men and women is 7
because they took our men, our brothers, our fathers, our husbands.
Some things are so painful that even if I started imagining.
After some moment, you shall play the videos of how people were kept in concentration camps. Yeah. And you shall see. Pale enteleni ku comments, you know, enteleni kutuambia, how do you think that these heroes fought for us?
Yeah, and how do you
and if they hadn't be added, they hawangekuwa wamefight. Ni kama South Africa. Yeah. South African freedom yao imekuwa juu na bado wazungu wamejaa huko.
Yeah.
It's like South Africa ni wazungu bado.
And I still hear there is still
racism
and
all that. Yeah, vibaya sana.
Somebody once told me they would like me to go to South Africa and I'm like, oh dear, I'm too black for that. I don't know.
But then bado huko kuna hiyo shida.
See, why can't they just get rid of them once and
for
all?
They got rid of them late. In 2000.
Yeah,
around Uko. So our producer now is going to play those videos. The videos of Dedan Kimathi. The operation videos. Yes. Okay. So let us go and let us go now and know wife and family. So sasa ameshaanza kujoin Maumau. Ashaanza kuwa like sitaki, but bado you know the heart wants what it wants, yeah? The heart must want what it wants.
Moyo ukipenda umependa.
Umependa moyo. Moyo wake Dedan Kimathi ukampenda msichana mmoja anaitwa Mukami. So Dedan Kimathi was married to Mukami.
Yeah.
Together they had several children, included Waishuri Kimathi, Maina Kimathi, Nyampura Kimathi, Waisheke Kimathi, Wangeshi Kimathi, Nyakinyua, Nyamwera Kimathi.
Yeah. Hey. But then people knew how to plan their lives. Children. Yeah, like beginning amesoma akiwa mkubwa akaenda after that akaoa and then
no, you know, I want to unajua leo nataka to discuss. Hata leo sitaki tuingie bado into the Maumau because this is a topic that you're going to do today as our listeners and tomorrow. First, before to judge who this man and Maumau whatever, we want to know the man. You know, when you understand the man, you will understand his motivation towards fighting for this country, fighting for our independence, fighting for us to have our land back, fighting kwa nini. So let us get to understand the man. Amesoma. Amezaliwa, babake hayupo. Mamake ni single mother. Hata amjui babake sababu babake alikufa akiwa kwa ball 1 month kufa mwezi wa 8 at the 8th month.
At the 8th month of the pregnancy.
Yeah. So now he's raised by a single mother. He sees his mother wake up. Listener. Yeke hapo, see your mother, you don't even know your father, you wake up, there's an invasion in your country, it's a state of emergency in your country, and you're seeing your mother wake up every morning to go to work, to prune cotton. A moment of silence. Imagine.
And you're like, this is the life.
This is the life I have to live.
You have to live. This is the life that is waiting for you.
For me, for my children.
After like, let's say school and all that. This is the life. Right now in this era, you are like, you see, you have a choice. But then there was no choice for our black child. The life that you see your parents in
is the life that you're going to live.
Is the life that you are going to live. In that life is the life that your children will live, and your children, until I don't know God knows when, until kingdom come.
So he observes it.
Yeah, and he's like, no.
Anaipea a chance. Anaenda shule. Anasoma. Anakuwa mwalimu. Anafunza.
Anakuwa clerk. Before.
Have you seen the Sarafina movies?
Sarafina?
Yeah, South Africa.
Oh yeah,
Sarafina,
yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie? I want you to
like-
look at that. That is the movie of Safrina.
Indeed, this is very,
So
very
this
sorrowful.
man observes.
Yeah.
And he's giving it a chance, yeah? He's like, okay, let me learn. Maybe if I learn, these people will learn to treat me as their equal.
Equal, by
Because
the
I
way.
have learned, I can speak like them.
Yeah.
And I heard that wamekataa languages, traditional languages.
Like for
they
me.
had to fight for the languages zetu ambazo tunazitumia saa hii
Yeah.
zibaki. Tungekuwa sisi tuna languages, traditional languages, all of us tunaongea the same language.
As this is what we are like
Blacks.
Blacks and what we
Blacks
know is
American hawana language.
Yeah.
Wanaongea to the same language.
The only language we know ingekuwa ni English.
French,
Latin,
French. Spanish, because we are learning them.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes
this guy gives a chance. I don't know if the videos are ready so that you can see them. Okay. So we are going to play those videos tomorrow because we are introducing the man.
Yeah.
So anakuja anapenda. Hata sikusema watoto wote, by the way. Alizaa watoto wangapi? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 9 children, yeah.
Wow.
So Muthoni Kimathi, Wangoi Kimathi, Wanjugu Kimathi. It is important to note that the family of Dedan Kimathi has been actively involved in various activities to honor his legacy and to seek justice for the injustice suffered during the Mau Mau uprising. I don't want us to guse story ya Mau Mau bado. I just want to know the man today, and then tomorrow you can understand. We are going from the man to the hero.
Yeah.
The man, the
Now
boy,
it's
the
man.
the hero tomorrow.
The husband.
The husband
The
now.
father.
The father, the brother.
Yeah.
The son. Because you're told you're a son, you are a son
Before you are a brother.
before you're a brother.
Yeah,
you're a brother
before you are a husband.
You're a husband
Before you are a
father.
Yeah.
And then you're a separate man.
And then from a father, now
You're your own man now.
Yeah. You
So
become what society
tell
wants
me,
to
how
see.
do you feel? This man, when you look at him, he was trying to live a normal life.
Yeah, this is a man who was trying to make something for himself. A man who walked and was like, yeah, this is not the life I want. No, this is not a life that I will choose. He was a father, and I am sure he did not want his children to live the life that he lived. He did not want his grandchildren or his great-grandchildren, or not just that, even his neighbors or friends' children to live that life. So he decided, I will be another kind of
Let me
man.
ask you a question.
Yes.
If you went back in time right now and you found Dedan Kimathi, would you tell him that he's going to be shot and killed and hanged?
Okay, it is said that if you went back in time, you should not interfere. But,
I would interfere.
But if
I would tell him, Dedan, you're going to be shot.
No, firstly, if you interfere, you just kind of tamper with the reality. But at the point of Dedan Kimathi, trust me, I will tell him, you know what, you are going to be betrayed, and this is going to happen.
Because I had a question somewhere, and they were like, maybe Dedan Kimathi was the president that we never had.
Yeah, I could say that too.
Maybe. So would you interfere? Me, I would interfere. I would tell him, Dedan, my dear, you're going to be shot.
Yeah.
So avoid kwenda kukata zile miwa. Because apparently alikuwa nakata miwa. Ndo alipo alishutiwa. But we shall get back to that tomorrow.
Was he shot or hanged?
Shot. It was shot first. Then he was apprehended. But we shall get back to that tomorrow. Tusiweze kuharibu spoilers. Za kesho.
Spoilers alert.
Sindio?
Yeah.
So Dedan Kimathi is there with his beautiful wife.
Yeah.
He loves,
Yeah.
he marries, and have you read the book? Is it The River in Between?
Yeah, The River in Between.
That kind of love story. That kind of love story.
Yeah.
Maybe him and Omboy and Mukami used to meet somewhere.
And they will just
in a river, and they just like share love and share stuff and be like, one day when we fight for this independence. No, maybe no. They were not like, let's fight for this.
No.
They were like, my love, let me say what is my love in Gikuyu. I'm trying to search that.
Mwedwa wa goro. Mwedwa wa goro yakwa.
Huh?
There will come a day
when we will be good.
Yeah.
You should do these movies. What we a movie at Dedan Kimathi.
By the way,
let us go back there. Let us see his love life. Let us see him as a man, not just as the freedom fighter. Him as a man and everything that pushed him. You know, you're told that everything that you go through, every show is everything pushes you towards the person that you're going to become.
Yeah.
Maybe someday utaona Zulfa ameshakuwa Al-Shabaab. And I'm sorry, no.
Please
but why? But why? Ama siku moja nikuwe like I have become a nun.
Yeah.
Why? Sababu development character huku nini? Nikole nimeacha basi acha niende.
Ukienda kwa huyu heartbreak. Character development.
You know? So this man,
he was like, yeah, I have loved you, let's make babies. No, but we need a free country. Yeah, now that.
No, I think before that, akimari udema kwa nafrika kuhusu kupigana yeye. No, but the moment that you see your child,
yeah,
and you're like, no, what I went through, no, umezaa kijana, uko like, kidogo kijana kifia 15 years, anachukuliwa na kapigane war, and I will lose my child. No, my child will not live this life that I lived. You know, let me tell you, the moment that you become a parent and you look at your child and you're like, I want to give you better. Mamangu alikuwa anakaswa kunibaia nguo za Christine, ndakuwa nakubaia nguo 3 za Christine.
Yeah.
You know, so Kimathi looks at Waichuri. Kimathi is the firstborn, and it's like, Waichuri, you're not going to go through what I went through.
Yeah.
So pale kwa love life ako nafikiria hivyo until you have your own child, you're like, no.
And so, you know, that reminds me of this book I read, The River and the Souls. They are like somebody, one of the characters, nilisoma kitambo when I was in primary, around class 6. So one of the characters was like, he wanted to become a freedom fighter.
Yes.
So, but his, I think, I don't know, it's his friend or father or brother, went and never came back. And you know, that really scared almost the whole community after they knew that. So I was like, I think that same reason scared Kimathi, like
going the same reason.
Yeah, going and never coming back. And they're like, yeah, that same reason is the main thing that made Kimathi not want at all his children, grandchildren, or great-grandchildren to suffer the same fate as his fellow soldiers in the king's army. And neither was it really necessary for him to just lay around. So he decided to become a better man, a better father, and a better hero for this country. Yeah. So to me, Dedan is he's not just your hero. To me, he is what is a mentor, someone that I look up to. Like I say, someday, if God permits me, I'd like to be like him. I'd like to make a difference in this country, to be a better man for the love of my life, to be a better father for my children.
Yeah, but then wapo mesema vizuri.
Yeah.
I think this person was inspired. Like I want to see my wife wake up in the morning and go start pruning some white man's cotton.
Yeah.
I don't want my children to be taken away from me.
Yeah.
And be sold to some slave somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was like, you know what? We need to do something.
Yeah.
I, as a man, I need to protect my family.
Yeah.
And what can I do?
Yeah, he found that he can do 1, 2, 3.
Alifikiria maybe if I become a teacher, it will be different. It wasn't different. If I become a clerk, it will be different. It wasn't different. If I become then a soldier, it wasn't different. Now I need to do something different.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read some comments here.
Yes.
Yeah. So, kwale kuna mtu anaitwa Plenson Felix. Anasema naizon Zulfa. Anasema Dedan was indeed a strong man. That is true.
Yes,
that is true. Yeah. Okay. Now let us go back to naona hapa kuna Irene Chendayi. Irene Chendayi anasema Dedan was one of the unsung, like really unsung, because mi kuniambia mmemwekea to street Nairobi and his family keeps on saying how they are treated really bad.
Imagine.
I don't think that is everything. Maybe the government should do more, you know? Okay.
Yeah, this government should do more for our heroes. Not just naming streets after them. Because now there is a street named after the Gen Z that was shot. You see, after Masai. But the government should even put a respectable places for them, and even they should even name counties or so. And that is my opinion. I'm not a historian or a politician, so that was just
Ibaki in county ya Dedan.
yeah, something like that.
Okay, so tell me, I have asked a question, yeah. So now you're there, you're back there,
Yeah.
and everything is happening the way it is happening. I'm thinking the kale na kaa venye saizi kunakaa hivi.
Yeah, kunakaa kunyesha.
So it was like it was cloudy all the
Yeah.
time now. Hakuna sunshine now anymore. Tell me, what would you have done?
I would have tampered with the whole history thing. I would have really tampered with it. Firstly, I would tell the Mau Mau that the Kapenguria 6 are going to be caught. I would make sure that in every place I've made sure that they will not be found. Secondly, I will tell Dedan that he should not, by any chance, go to the place he wants to go that day.
Mwambia kaa kwa nyumba.
Yeah, kaa kwa nyumba.
Unasikia? But then no, hata spoil. We're not going to spoil for the people right now. We are not going to spoil for them right now, yeah? Because today tumesema tuongelee just the man. Just the man Dedan.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But then unajua Dedan kwa dread kama hizi zangu. Dread.
Yeah, what a dread.
You know the moment that you decide kuanza kulea madread umeanza kuwa rebellious.
Yeah.
Sawa?
Not all are rebellious.
No, it's true. But then, let me tell you, okay, I think saizi wameanza because unaona saizi mashule wamekubali watoto wakuwe na manywele.
Yeah.
But kitambo because of the Mau Mau and everything being associated with the Mau Mau,
Yeah.
the moment umeshaanza kwa nywele karefu kidogo.
Yeah, they are called unruly.
Madread unruly, yeah. And you're told like, huyu ameshaanza kuwa sijui aje ameanza kuvuta bangi huyu.
Yeah.
You know? And today let's just know about the man and the woman. How they loved each other. How they started a family, and how they hope that things were going to change, and things didn't change.
I don't know. I don't know if it's okay. I forgot to research that, but I think the wife is she still alive or something?
Yeah, she's still alive, and she was too. But we shall get back to that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't try to introduce that. I just want to know them. Mukami na Kimathi.
Yeah.
Mr. Kimathi.
And Mrs. Kimathi.
Trying to raise a family.
In
we
a
are
world.
already in a country. In fact, I think the entire world was in a state of emergency.
Yeah.
Because the Jews were there going through their own thing.
Yeah.
And then now they are in Africa. Kituendelea Kenya, kituendelea Tanzania.
Indeed.
Kituendelea Tanzania, kituendelea. I don't know about the Middle East though then. But they bana tujui story ya Middle East then.
Middle East was the same because it was I think those countries were colonized by others, France, Italy, like this French was in.
But okay, what we know about the Middle East is that the Arabs were trading with us.
Oh, the Arabs. I don't think the Arabs were colonized, were they?
Yes, bana tujui story yao.
Our history does not cover that.
But because we were told the barter trade was before colonization.
Yeah.
The Trans-Saharan, whatever, the Libyan, whatever, and stuff, you know. So
what I know is that the Middle East came to colonizers first. Well, the first colonizers of Kenya, because in that, as I have said, in that book We Come in Peace, there is those Muslims were the ones who bought that family. Were the ones who bought the family of that lady, and they were like, you know, we want you to work for us, and it was kind of like they thought they were friends. Instead of being friends, they turned out to be foes. Another thing is that I think was it in Zanzibari where they were ruled by Muslims too.
And but then I was talking about with my sister that kind of thing.
Yeah, they were ruled.
Why Ali move his name from Muscat to I want to
oh God, what was his name?
Sumahal something, so Sumahad something is a
Yeah.
Muslim name, yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to, as we close up this show, yeah, today we are learning about the man. And this is a new show hapa Kenya News Alert. Inaitwa Government and History.
Yeah.
You know, tumeona venye watu wanaenda wajui their rights.
Indeed.
They don't know their government. They don't know their history. That's why itatumika vitatumika.
Yeah.
But let us go back there. Let us know when this country was fought for. What happened? Who are the people fighting for this country? And who are the people fighting for it now? So we're going to compare those people and right now and see where we went wrong as a people
country.
and as a country.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
indeed.
today we're introducing the man. Tomorrow we shall be dealing with
The
the Mau
hero.
Mau now, the
Yeah,
hero.
yes.
Yeah, the Mau Mau leader.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much. This was my guest.
Philip Lewis.
And I am your host, House of Zulfa. Karibu and bye-bye.
Ciao.